innovative content.
Good morning, Nigeria. It's another beautiful day and, of course, new week here in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. We're reaching you live from our SRO TV studio here in Abuja. This is Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Princess KESSY. You're welcome to the show. Of course, I have with me this morning
Patience, OKOSUN.
How was your weekend, Patience?
It's fine. It's more like I just celebrated my own Easter.
Well, that's lovely. You look so beautiful this morning. Your hair is really fine.
Thank you.
I don't have the patience for all that. To see it and start breathing. That's the last thing I'll do. Anyway, we have a lot of trending issues this morning. Something happened. This Binani's issue is serious.
It's been a saga all morning,
like not just this morning, over the weekend. Since yesterday, it has been trending. It's a lot of opinions, a lot of issues, and of course, viewers, we're going to have public analyst, a guest that will speak on that issue later today on this show. But before then, let's quickly move on with our newspaper reviews, and these are some of the stories we have this morning. I'm going to kickstart the reviews with the Nation newspaper. Now, these are some of the stories we have this morning. Drama, suspense, uproar over Rex declaration of Binani. And the writer says, INEC rejects Adamawa Rex action to decide governor-elect tomorrow. PDP, Atiku, others cry foul. Now, all these stories on page 4 of the Nation newspaper this morning. And then we have a story here as well that says investors lose 601 billion in 4 days. Naira falls amid pressure. That story is on page 3 of the Nation newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Chidi Amatu got it all wrong on Obi, says Aleke. That story is on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. We also have a story here that says UBA raised profits to 61.4 billion in first quarter. That story is on page 16 of the Nation newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Jaiz Bank grows profits by 68.5%. That story as well is on page 16 of the Nation newspaper. We have a story here that says APC controls Senate with 59 seats, PDP 36, AP 8, NMPP, SDP 2 each, ABGA, YPP 1 each. Now, that story is on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Idris is KB governor-elect. That story is on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says 22 feared killed, houses razed in fresh attack on Southern Kaduna community. That story is on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. These are some of the stories we have this morning making waves here. There's a story here that caught my attention this morning. Of course, what has been trending, the drama over the weekend, where we saw the REC declaring Binani as the governor-elect while coalition was still ongoing. Now, this is I don't know what to call this, a mistake, error, or deliberate act. Whatever it is, that was a very grievous
mistake. But my question was, where were the other persons when he declared the results?
And another thing that actually got me worried in all this, it's Binani rushing to do give an acceptance speech. Now, do you see this as a form of desperation? These are some of the issues we'll look at later.
It's really not easy, actually, being the first female governor in Nigeria.
But then we had more results coming in. They were still collating the results. So why the need for that? All that is the questions we've been asking. Anyway, we see that is a developing story. In fact, a lot of drama still coming out of that story, and we're going to see more of it. But these are some of the stories we have now on the Nation newspaper. We move on quickly
to the next newspaper this morning, coming from the Guardian newspaper. The major headline here says, near bankrupt state, Unviable projects await 18 new governors. You find that story on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And so we also have a story that says aviation workers begin warning strikes today over COS welfare. You find that story on page 7 of the Guardian newspaper. We also have a story this morning that says intrigue as Dollar takes strategic position in blue chip assets. You find that story also on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. We have a story that says drama as INEC disowns REC, voids Binani's declaration. You find that story on page 8 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. We also have a story that says freedom of expression, thin line between hate speech, sedition, and treason. You find that story on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And finally, on the Guardian, we have a story that says amid postponement calls, NPC insists on May 3rd census. You find that story on page 7 of the Guardian newspaper. Those are the news making waves this morning coming from the Guardian. Well, Princess, I don't know how it would be for aviation workers to go on strike. It simply means people going in and out will have to stay wherever they are.
Wherever they are.
Well,
but of course they said this some days ago that they're going to do that, and that was a warning. That is supposed to be a warning strike. So I feel like people have rights to their. And these are the issues. You keep telling doctors, you're bringing laws for them not to go, and you can't do the needful. When people are not slaves. When they work, they're expected to get what you owe them or what you're supposed to pay them. And then you keep using people and you don't want to give them what is due to them. These are some of, so if they want to go on a warning strike, well.
But I think it's a good one
annuls Binani's declaration as governor-elect, says REC usurp returning officers' power. And then we saw here also that APC hates Binani so as supporters jubilate. We are not, even though we are fan of people, a lot of people are clamoring for to see the first female governor. I think it's just too early to jubilate. Let's see let's finish the collation and let's see how that go before we start jubilating, so that people don't have their hopes crushed at the end of the day. Yes, so we there's another story here as well. To say government adopt local traffic official Lagos Ibadan Expressway. When we have, there is no day you come here you don't hear issues of security. Like even the last paper I read, I forgot to talk on that. 22 feared killed, houses raised in fresh attack on Saduna, northern southern Kaduna. Now, over the yesterday, there was a news I watched as well where they had to do mass burial for them. There were so many, the the numbers were still rising, and at that point, they just had to organize a mass burial for them all. It's really sad. And then we're not seeing this morning again where a traffic official is being adopted. So if the security and government cannot even safeguard the lives of its citizens, so why are we here working? Why are we even coming out?
All those things, and there are some certain states that, like you usually see, that needs more of the securities, like states like the Kaduna, the Benue.
I have said that over and over again.
I think the government should channel more um, effort into seeing that
The
those
energy should be there on this state where we have
this,
major crisis on weekly or daily basis.
these
So
are lives.
yes, a lot of people look at Southern Kaduna just yesterday over the weekend. We had yesterday at that mass burial we had over 30 something bodies.
Which is so sad.
It is very sad. Anyway, these are some of the stories we have on Punch this morning. And then why are we meeting in Saudi Arabia? Buhari meets governors, EFCC chairman, and others. We said this thing the other day. They always jet off to meet outside the country. Is it that we'll go on a quick break? When we return,
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business, and networking, displaying a wide range of art, national cash crop, financial product and services, and real estate for huge extra opportunity in diaspora. Look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation, and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15th to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superiorradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447 549 513 619 or +234 814 358 2856. The Nigerian Week, celebrating the best of Nigeria from the rest.
it will help us and go off.
Ladies, are you ready to shine? Here's a golden opportunity for you to show the world the queen in you, as the second edition of Face of SRTV Ladies Edition is about to begin. What are you waiting for? Register online with just 500 naira and stand a chance of winning a cash prize of 100,000 naira and the deal of becoming our ambassador. There will also be consolation prizes for second and third place winners. To register, kindly pay the registration fee and send your name, age, picture, and state of origin to this number 0906 895 2170. For more inquiries, please call 0907 400 7816. Powered by SRTV London, the face of SRTV, who takes the crown.
Hello viewers, you're welcome back from that quick break. We're still on the newspaper review this morning. We'll move on quickly to the next newspaper we have.
And so, coming from Blueprint newspaper this morning, the major headline here says Adamawa will pool. Confusion as INEC overrules REC on Binani's victory. So the writer here says APC wins KB Guba, Commission summons Adamawa REC, RO orders. And we also have a rider that says there is no fear, results already uploaded in theory. And we also have a writer that says, I've made history as first elected female governor, says Binani. You find the story on page 6 of the Blueprints newspaper this morning. We have a story also that says, Tambowa joins Wamako in Senate, Odeme returns to rep. We have the writer here says, PDP Bilbis floors Marafa in Zamfara. Nigeria needs strong opposition parties to deepen democracy, says Ezenwa. We find that story on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. We also have a story that says UBA will post 47.5% growth in gross earning. You find that story on page 24 of the Blueprint newspaper. 10th Senate, APC settles for zoning. Baru Kalu Akpabio top list. The rider here says Bonu elders make case for Bitara as speaker. You find that story on page 7 of the Blueprint newspaper. APC primary, Kogi NUJ cautions politicians on fat misrepresentation. You find that story on page 13 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. We also have a story coming from Blueprint that says, emulate late Ajibola's commitment, sacrifice Buhari urges Nigerians. You find that story on page 5 of the Blueprint newspaper. We have a story here that also says IMF advises Nigerian sub-Sahara African to adjust exchange rates. You find that story on page 25 of the Blueprint newspaper. We have a story also that says, forgive me, Ganduje begs Kanu residents. And finally, on the Blueprint this morning, EFCC arrests 44 suspects for internet fraud in Ibadan. You find that story on page 15 of the Blueprint newspaper. Those are the story making waves this morning. Um, this Binani story is like in almost all the front
Because it's
page.
trending. That's the most topical issues we
Okay.
have today, and I think a lot this particular elections, there are a lot of lessons to be learned from this.
Yeah.
This what happens, what has been happening since on Saturday.
Now they are overruling the said results, and I feel after this whole thing I need to go back to checkmate
The
and
drawing board.
probably call another person, not Binani, just assuming as as the winner. I feel this will stir up more um um it will actually affect the peace of the country because already people are jubilating for
It's what I
Binani.
said on the last headline and review we did, that it's better for everybody to stay calm. Let's see to the end of it. It might just be too early for people to start jubilating because we know that wreck actually made a mistake yesterday. I don't know whether that was a mistake or deliberate, but whatever it is, there were still results coming in at that time. Collation was still ongoing, so he had no right to do that. And now I think it's going to distort the peace people have, especially in that state. Now we move on quickly to the next. But before we go, I saw a story here that says, "Forgive me, Ganduje begs Kano residents." I would like to see the details of that report as well, because these I know that man. If you like the own Kano, they feel like they're untouchable, and now
And now
he's begging the residents.
apologizing.
We will see how that
Let's see
goes.
how it goes.
Yes. And then as well, I'm going to go to the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. These are some of the stories we have this morning making waves. Um, we have INEC holds emergency meeting today over Adamawa, and the rider says results correlation move to Abuja. Persecute wreck. Yeah, Dudu says, and we have another rider here that say electoral body decries attack on commissioners, and the last rider here says Atiku, CDD, Yoga, others react. All these stories on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. As well, we have another story here that says oral cancer kill 764 Nigerians annually, federal government. and that story is on page 22 of the Daily Trust newspaper. We'll have a story here that says many killed in fresh attack on Zanga Katav. That story is on page 3 of the Daily Trust newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Buhari charging leaders express concern over sudden Sudan crisis. Now, that story is on page 22 of the Daily Trust newspaper. We also have a story here that says Senate APC secures 59 seats, PDP 36, LP 8, NNPP 2, SDP 2. We have another story here that says subsidy palliative. Federal government to pay 5,000 to 10 million household for 6 months. That story is on page 23, 21, I beg your pardon, of the Daily Trust newspaper. And then we have another story here that says APC's Idris win Kedwi governorship election. That story is on page 16 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Now, these are all the stories we have making waves this morning on the Daily Trust. I saw a story here, oral cancer. Yeah, I didn't know there's something called oral cancer.
I think I heard that this morning, and I was like, "What's oral cancer actually?" I think you should have. It should.
Of course, something that's to do with your mouth and all that. That is really sad. That is really sad. And then we have another story here as well that says um,
I think
federal government
mm,
federal government to pay
mhm.
5,000 to 10 million household for 6 months.
So who are those 5,000?
Now
Who
let's
are the
start.
household?
Now let's start from here, Pat.
Mm.
It will not be a case of we have paid or we have given money to
That's why I'm
citizens.
asking. Where are the citizens? They
This
should
is, if
find a
you
way
ask
to
me,
put it out there. Let's see it.
I don't think this will end well. And who is going to disperse this money? Who is
Yeah.
going to monitor
Yeah.
that this thing is done to a logical conclusion?
There are lots
Not
of
the things we
questions
used to see in
attached
Nigeria. A
to
lot
that,
of
yes.
questions, of course. And then there's a story here I saw, the main headline that says result collation moved to Abuja. Now it's not going to be business as usual for them in Adamawa. They are
Adamawa,
coming
you people
over.
don't need a
You're on a
governor.
long
You
thing,
see-
so
you
just
see-
relax. They should just relax because I think it's too early to jubilate to tell.
Yes,
As it
actually.
stands, they should just relax and see how the whole process will end before we start jumping or start criticizing.
And congratulations to Idris for winning the
KB.
KB governorship.
Sure, yes, congrats to them. We move quickly to the next newspaper we have this morning.
So coming from the Vanguard newspaper this morning, the major news here says Adamawa Gubapo drama as WEC fight RO over declaration of Binani as winner. The writer here says INEC nullifies Binani's declaration as governor-elect by Adamawa REC. Adamawa REC's action provocative. Buhari should intervene, says Fitiri. Fitiri 1, PDP insists dismisses purported declaration of APC candidates. Demands arrest of REC. There is plot to undermine democracy, provoke violence in Adamawa, says Atiku. And those you find that story on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And so we have a story also that says rising unemployment, over 81,000 pension contributors lose jobs in 2 years. And so the writer says withdraw 47 billion naira from pension fund to caution impact. And we also have another writer that says economic shocks, Japa syndrome foiling job loses pension operators. Um, we have a story here that says UBA profitability rises to 38.2 percent to 61.4 billion naira in first quarter 23. You find that story on page 21 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Olutuwori decorates Oma Eyiwoma um, as new Olugbosere. think we have a writer here that says Ayiri Kicks says he returned fake bid sword. And so coming from the spot also on Vanguard newspaper, Osimhen makes U-turn, insists he's happy at Napoli. Um, we also have a story here that says fuel subsidy, IMF reluctant to interfere with Nigeria decision. You find that story on page 15 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says supplementary poll, how Tambowa Wamako won Senate seat in Sokoto. 33 feared killed, scores injured as bandits attacked Zango, Qatar. And so we have a story that says borrowing, OPS reject IMF tax increase call. The writer here says prescription will kill businesses, worsen poverty, increase Nigeria in, insists Nigeria, doesn't need $80 million loan for subsidy removal palliative. And finally, from the Vanguard newspaper this morning, Labour Party crisis, NLC seek interpretation of two court orders. Those are the news this morning coming from the Vanguard newspaper. I think the Vanguard have a lot to. But then this rising unemployment, over 81,000 pension contributors lose jobs in 2 years. I think that's too much to say. I don't know what the government had to do about this, but it's sad that to know that 81 pension contributors lose their job.
Why won't people quit their jobs or lose their job when at the end of the day, the only hope the youths are really having, it's the job thing, because at the end of the day, a lot of people had hopes during this election, but their hopes, according to a lot of youth, were dashed to the ground. And then at the end of the day, you don't expect them. I've seen a lot of youths, more than 50, that they keep saying that they are not staying in this country. Now look at this headline: Labour Party crisis. NSC seeks interpretation of two court order. Now the Labour Party on its own, a lot of people were actually looking up to this party. A lot of people recognized, associated with this party, because they thought they were different. They were coming on a news clean slate.
I think we read a headline that article says we need a new party to deepen democracy, a new party that will stand against the already.
Which new party? A new party that they will still the politicians will still live and go there and go and tell you I'm what's it called? They will just cross from one to another.
Yeah.
Yes. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a long thing. I just really feel for the youths we have here, and the law of worry decorates Oma Ayewoma as the new Ologbe Tere. Now Ayiri Kick says he returned fake beach. Ayiri, I don't even know why. In fact, I am from that state, and Ayiri matter is a very long matter. I don't know why he's already having issues with the Olu, but whatever it is, I think Yolu should look beyond friendship, beyond people that feels like we own the town. You can't do without us, and focus on the citizens, the other people, not just his friend or paddy kind of friends or chiefs that he's trying to set up. And then we also have a story here that says subsidy, fuel subsidy, IMF reluctant to interfere with Nigeria's decision. I know this issue has been dragging for a long time, and like I said, we had an analyst that told us the policy is good, but I'm insisting that maybe it might not just be the right time. Yes. And now I will move on quickly to the sports newspaper this morning, and this is coming from Punch Sports Extra, and these are some of the stories we have. We have a weekend to forget. Balogu, Murphy, Simon suffer defeats. Oban, Osime, fire blank. Now that story is on page 6 of the Punch Sport Extra this morning. We also have a story here that says Lukman ruled out of Fiorentina clash. That story is on page 6 as well of the Punch Extra, Sport Extra. We have a story here also that says Arita laments huge Arsenal mistake. That story is on page 4 as well of the Punch Sports Extra this morning. We have a story here that say Forest 0, Man United 2, Devils devour Reds. That story is on page 8 as well of the paper. We have a story here that says Montella condemns fans whistling of Oyenkiru. That story is on page 6 of the Punch Sports Extra this morning. Now, these are some of the stories we have this morning. You can get yourself a copy and see more of that on the Punch Sport Extra. There's a last story here before I go. Insurance close to record unbeatable after Romo draw. That story is on page 7 of the Punch Sport Extra this morning. These are some of the stories we have from the newspaper review. Like I promised earlier on the show, we're going to be coming with a public affair analyst to discuss some of these issues we have trending, especially as regarding to the drama in Adamawa right now. So don't go anywhere, stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business and networking, displaying a wide range of art, national cash crops, financial products and services, and real estate for huge extra opportunity in diaspora. Look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15 to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superiorradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447.
Ladies, are you ready to shine? Here's a golden opportunity for you to show the world the queen in you, as the second edition of Face of SRTV Ladies Edition is about to begin. What are you waiting for? Register online with just 500 naira and stand a chance of winning a cash prize of 100,000 naira and the deal of becoming our ambassador. There will also be consolation prizes for second and third place winners. To register, kindly pay the registration fee and send your name, age, picture, and state of origin to this number 0906 895 2170. For more inquiries, please call 0907 400 781.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business and networking, displaying a wide range of art, national cash crops, financial products and services, and real estate for huge extra opportunity in diaspora. Look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15 to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superiorradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447 549 513 619 or +234 814.
Africa is now another.
It's going down, obedience.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business and networking, displaying a wide range of art, national cash crops, financial products and services, and real estate for huge extra opportunity in diaspora. Look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15 to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superiorradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447.
Ladies, are you ready to shine? Here's a golden opportunity for you to show the world the queen in you as the second edition of Face of SRTV Ladies Edition is about to begin. What are you waiting for? Register online with just 500 naira and stand a chance of winning a cash prize of 100,000 naira and the deal of becoming our ambassador. There will also be consolation prizes for second and third place winners. To register, kindly pay the registration fee and send your name, age, picture, and state of origin to this number 0906 895 2170. For more inquiries, please call 0907 400 7816. Powered by SRTV London, the face of SRTV, who takes the crown.
Viewers, from that quick break, we're having a little bit of network issues connecting to our analyst, but hopefully before the end of the show, we're going to have him on board with us. So, Pat, I am this drama in Adamawa. Sorry, I'm going to air it the way it is. Like this is a personal opinion, viewer. I saw a little bit of desperation in Binani's action. If you ask me, we know a lot of people. We are all clamoring. We want to see the first female governor-elect, but that move was just too quick for my liking.
For me personally, I think I'm of a different view with you.
Okay.
I think since she had been declared a winner, I feel the fault is already coming from the INEC, not the people. Then, in as much as the wrong official declared the results, I still think it's okay for her to jubilate. After all, the first election, she actually won, and they had to do it again, and she was still declared the winner.
But you that contested an election, and you know that this state you have a number of local governments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think at that time a said number was already collected, and there are about 10 to go.
I heard,
and you know very well the result is not completed. So why accept that offer?
Already, according to my research, already the number she's using to supersede the other parties is already broad, is wide, or not already for you.
Margin
to
is
tell
wide.
Yes, the margin is wide for you to tell that, oh, this lady is going to be the winner.
But the thing is this: I just feel like there is no how you feel like a margin is wide, and then you know the collation is still ongoing. Now, until the end of this is election we're talking about. This is something that has to do with people's emotions, people's reaction. People's reaction.
Where was the RO when the REC called the results?
People's reaction. So we are not only blaming the REC, but we're also blaming Binani. That is me personal. Yes, that was too quick, going to NTA, calling a press briefing.
Was even the press people that actually
even at that, accepting that when you know, my question is this: that collation was still ongoing. I don't even know how they made that mistake, what happened, but at that time the collation was still ongoing. If you follow the news, if you follow the trends since yesterday, it was still ongoing. So how come they did that mistake? What happened? Now, these are some of the questions. And another thing is that now that it has been moved to Abuja, it will be another ball game.
It's a different thing entirely.
And don't forget that we are talking about the Northerners, and people are already jubilating, and tomorrow we don't pray something else happen or another result. What do you think will be the people's reaction?
I see this really affecting the peace of Adamawa State.
It is already affecting the peace of the states.
And I think INEC really needs to be careful whatever they are coming
I think INEC, like we said before, we've been saying since the general elections has come and gone, we've been saying that they had a lot of time to prepare for all this. They trained their personnel and all that. A lot of yes, we have an analyst with us this morning. Hello, Moses John, you are live. Good morning. Hello, good morning. You are live on the show. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so you are live. Can we have 5 minutes of your time?
I'm at the park.
All right. So we have a lot of somebody moving from point A to B, and so we're going to have a lot of noise issues. But anyway, we're still going to bring an analyst regardless to discuss this Binani's issue. A lot of, like I said, a lot of lessons.
Personally, like my own personal opinion about this whole issue is, I feel like the Adamawa people don't need a woman to rule them.
Why do you say that?
Yes, because I just think most of the people don't believe that woman should be their leader.
Okay.
That's my own personal opinion. So I feel they are trying every means to see that the woman doesn't assume position as the state governor. That's my own personal opinion, viewers, actually. So I think they should really follow up this result, follow up the collation, and see that justice, the election is free and fair.
We read one of the headlines that says she said that she had made a history as the first female governor elect in Nigeria. And now this is at least she has tried as well. It's not easy.
Kudos to
her as a woman at coming to that, especially from the northern parts of the country. We know how that is. That is not something that is very easy. And so we say we applaud her, whatever the outcome may be. We applaud her regardless.
Well, I heard the rec had been given 36 months in prison. When I read that, I felt like, isn't that too soon for you, Princess? What do you think about that?
Not given. Rec faces 36 months imprisonment. So that might just be his punishment, but we can't say yet.
Punishment has been given to him when they are being summoned to
I work with the headlines we read this morning.
Yes. One of the headlines says the REC and the RO are summoned to Abuja for questioning.
So, yes, and at the end of the questioning, we see the end of that issue. And we already know that Atiku, Fintiri, and even PDP, they are kicking as we speak right now. Damawa, I think I just really feel for the people there. We are really hoping that the place will be peaceful. We don't want issues of violence or crisis as regarding to this mistake, very grievous mistake.
Yes.
We hope also that the INEC moving forward will go back to their drawing board and know what to do and people to put in charge of these things. And then there's a story here also I want us to talk on just before we go. Now, when we talk about flood sweeps 4-year-old boy away in Lagos. That is so touching because this is a child. He's supposed to be in somebody's custody. I think parents, you should do more to put eyes on your children. We cannot emphasize that enough. We keep saying it.
When I heard that news, Princess, my first question is, the rainy season is not fully here already. Like, we could count how many times it's rained. It's
because you're in Abuja.
But this is Lagos.
You are in Abuja, you are not in Lagos.
We get news. It's
what I'm telling you. Sometimes it used to rain cats and dog in Lagos in other states. It's just because here is Abuja, here is not, and sometimes Central. It's difficult to get rain. Like some days ago in Delta State, the rain was so much that it was even destroying roofs and everything. So, this part is not a part you can see rain often. Sometimes it's just, yes. But in Lagos, we know it's something you see all the time. Okay. So, and don't forget also that one rain can just fall and it could be heavy and you could see flood immediately.
And so my point is that area, that access where the flood actually picked the 4-year-old child, I think they should do something more about that place, because I cannot imagine how it would be when the rainy season is here fully, completely.
And don't forget also that area government said the rains this year is going to just be the flooding. We have something similar to last year, and that's why we're appealing to people and agencies or even individuals that clear your drainage way and all that. There are things you need to do, and you do them now before the rainy season, not like when it's time you start saying, "Oh, federal government will help us." At the end of the day, and when it comes to flooding, every hands will need to be on deck to make sure that there is passage, water passage, and all that to ease some of these things. And please, parents, like we said before, put eyes on your children. We cannot stop saying that. Put eyes on your children, because at the end of the day, these are just minors.
The minors.
They can't take care of themselves. They look up to you to take care of them. And then a story here that says federal government will also give money. We are appealing because we don't want issues of tomorrow, and some people will just come and pocket this money like what we're used to in Nigeria.
I think if you ask me, let's see the list online. Let's see the people this money are going to.
At the end of the day, let it not be a case of what we used to have. Somebody will just come and sit on that money for no reason, that they are doing a subsidy palliative. Let these people, let this money get to the right people. If you really want to give out this money, you should go to the appropriate people, and of course, the channel should be transparent as well. Not like you're doing it, you're hiding it, the process. It should be transparent. Let people see how everything is going, so that tomorrow they will not come and tell Nigerians that we spent how many billions, trillions on the citizens. Meanwhile, the citizens are living in I don't know.
Poverty, let me use that word. So you go down to the grassroots.
You should go down to even the people that need this money. And funny enough, some of these people in this country, they might not even need it. They're already well to do. So how do we trace it to people that really need this money? So a lot of things we need to do a lot of things to really make sure that this money.
I think I read in depth of the story, and this money will be dispersed by transfer. And my question when I read the in-depth, when I read the whole story, I was like, if this money is being given by transfer, what happens to those people living in a rural area who doesn't have access
to mobile apps and all that? Even some of them really need the money, and some of them don't even have bank accounts. They just deal in cash, and with their produce is cash and carry and all that. So how do you intend to get across to this people? Now, these are some of the questions we are asking this morning, and I believe a lot of Nigerians are also asking these same questions. A lot of these people, they don't have access to banks, they don't have access to mobile apps, they don't have access to Android phones.
Those are the people that need the money.
Yes. So how will you get these people? How do you get across to these people? I really do hope that the government will not come tomorrow and come and tell us that they spent so much, and at the end of the day, we've not seen anything. Yes, anything. And there's another story here also that says investors lose 601 billion in 4 days. Naira falls amid pressure. I don't know. This is huge if you ask me. And then just before we wrap up the show, let's not forget we condolence to the Southern Kaduna people, their communities. As we're talking now, the news read this morning that 22 feared killed, houses razed in fresh Kaduna attack on Southern Kaduna. Now let's not forget also that there was a mass burial for these people. A lot of them were buried yesterday, and the communities, as we speak right now, a lot of the Southern Kaduna part, they are empty. A lot of people flee away already. They are still on the run. They don't even know where they are running to. So we're appealing to the security agencies to do the needful. Government, you have to just wake up, because I keep saying this, we cannot keep putting, if, for instance, you are to assign security people 30 each to a state, and you know that these states are having one crisis, you have to put more there. You have to put more security people there. This is so this is not something the ears is even good for the ears, that since for the past how many months we sit here and there is no day we don't hear attack, killings, and adoption, kidnappings is a sad one in a country such as Nigeria. And then we have Buhari already. There's a news here that Buhari condones with expresses concern over Sudan crisis. How can we be having a concern over Sudan crisis when we are here having our own issue.
lot of issues.
We have so many.
I wanted saying that Buhari, Mr. President, you're still on seat until you hand over. So all these issues of insecurities we're facing in the country is still on your shoulder until the day you actually hand over to the president-elect. So, sir, we are pleading, we are asking that you do something more about the issues in our country, other than the Sudan.
We have no business with these people, so concentrate on the people that are closest to you here. Look at your people here, Kaduna, Niger, Benue, a lot of killings on daily basis. So why are we concerned about other people? Anyway, as regarding to health is wealth, don't forget. So when you're out there, do your orals very well, clean your mouth, clean your environment, take care of yourself, because these news here about oral cancers kill 764 Nigerians annually, says federal government. We know that cancer is something that nobody can tell or have over or have an explanation over, but do your best also as to keep it. Get a Nigerian week London that is fast approaching. We're just barely counting days from today, and of course you know that there is going to be a lot of fun there, apart from entertainment, the film, the music, and of course the food. We have a lot of business opportunities there. We're going to meet a lot of artists, a lot of people to do a handshake with, and you know what that means. So don't be left out. Buy your tickets and of course book your stand to be part of this event. A lot of ministries, celebrities are really partnering with us, so do well to be part of it as well. But thank you so much for being part of the show this morning. We appreciate your time, and of course it has been a fun ride. We're just really sad this morning as well that this news of death here and there, it's not something that is good for the ears, but what can we do? While you're out there, stay safe, be at alert, and of course, if you're a driver, drive carefully. Please drive carefully and obey the traffic laws. I will do this again tomorrow. I remain yours truly, Princess KESSY. Don't forget also that
peace is priceless.
So let's give peace a chance. See you tomorrow.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, presents